Hello, my family, my crypto family. I hope you guys are doing great out there. Cheers to everybody. It is April 28th. If you guys have made it through Friday, cheers to you. Salute to you. I hope you guys are doing great out there. If you are in this space or you're just coming to the space, please help, learn and educate your friends and family. If you guys are seeing this, then you are early to the game. The plane is about to take off. I love this metaphor. The plane is about to take off, and it's taken off no matter if you think it's taken off or not, right? It's going to take off, and I want the first class passengers made here, and this is where this time is, and the brave are rewarded, right? So fortune favors the brave, you guys. I want you to be brave. Cryptos are a new asset class. It's a new emerging thing that's coming into this world, you guys. And we're so fortunate to be here and so fortunate that this is our generation's opportunity to really make life-changing wealth for our future, for our kids. You have to see the writing on the wall with blockchain and where this is going. If they wanted to, if they could shut it down, they would have shut it down, you guys. But the cyberpunks back in the 70s, this was their dream, and it's finally a reality. It's here, and it's staring us in the face as the future of finance. So I want you guys to be part of this whole thing. Stop giving your money to the banks, okay? They don't need guns because you just deposit your money and then they just go buy bonds or make risky investments themselves, okay? And the whole system is made on this Keynesian debt-based system, you guys. Money, US dollars, and current and fiat currency is not the thing that's going to save us. I'm going to try to keep this video a little short tonight. But I just wanted to point this out, that what is Bitcoin? And if a lot of people out there, like, what is Bitcoin really? Well, Bitcoin is this network, okay? And this hash power of all these machines that are all over the world. Anybody that has the internet connection can plug in a hardware device, okay, and start mining Bitcoin and help secure the network. And this is at all-time highs, okay? Hash rate usually always follows price action, okay? And we're reaching all-time highs on hash rate. The security of the network is only increasing. This chart is amazing, right? So like this is all the machines and all the terahashes coming online, okay? 350 million terahashes, okay? That's crazy, okay? So that's the security of the network. This thing has reached a point where it can't be 51% attacked, okay? The proof of work, once you reach this level of computation, and Litecoin has that as well, that it becomes impractical to try to 51% attack this kind of a blockchain. So this is the future of finance. This is, a collateral, okay, nationalized collateral of the future. And I hope America gets on board this, you guys. I hope if you're the IRS or the FBI, or if you're a part of the government agency and you can, help pass these crypto-friendly laws, we are going to be better together and better as a nation when we do this and we come together as Americans and to get push regulation when people are just being really wishy-washy and pick and choosing the winners. Okay, it's not fair. That we need clear regulations. We need people to we need to have a lot of changes in the world, you guys. And cryptos are going to be a very critical to this whole thing. Okay, and this is the biggest thing on this chart. If you guys have never seen this, this is called Esker's pyramid, and Exter's pyramid, sorry. And this basically shows you this, like, just is 2 to 4 quadrillion US dollars, okay, on these derivatives. And this is all the money in the world, okay? And this is the riskier, the top part is more risky, and the lower that you go on this pyramid, the less risk you take by holding it, okay? And then gold and silver, zero party counter risk, okay? Zero counter risk, okay? So that's the big thing. I think this next revolution of finances is going to be all about counterparty risk. And people are going to wake up to this counterparty risk. Do you really own it, or is it someone else holding it for you that you think you own, right? And even in Bitcoin, like, you got to make sure you're owning real Bitcoin and real Litecoin and real ETH, okay? You need to own the koi, and you don't want to be fooled with a derivative, okay? You need to own the real thing and trade with the real thing, because once you get on the network, it's very obvious if you have real coin or not. So this is the part right now, this government bonds part. This is kind of the part where all the politicians are playing chicken right now, right? And seeing who's gonna balk first here. And this is the thing that they might have already broken this thing. And like, this is like healthcare, all the supply chain, social security, all the fixed income things. Like this is just, those checks just stop. Okay. And I really want to, stress that if you guys have 401ks, if you guys are on fixed income, if you guys are living, based on, you thinking that government bonds are going to support you, and that's just, or the hyperinflation, they're not just going to hyperinflate the money into oblivion and make that fixed income like basically worthless. You can buy a couple loaves of bread with your current, what I'm saying? Like they could hyperinflate it, which traditionally speaking, that's always happened throughout the history of human civilization and money. If chosen between this deflationary thing, usually what's going to happen to you guys is that these banks are failing. Okay, we're starting to see this. Okay, and it takes 16 months for economic policy to start taking effect. Okay, it's a slow. They put on the brakes of the train, but the train just slowly kind of drifts into being. Okay, so I want you guys to realize that this is just the tip. Okay. And I want you guys to own things on the tip of this pyramid, okay? And this is not financial advice on this channel, but please, it would be advantageous if, you owned the things on the bottom of this pyramid, because this money is going to be searching for a place. When all the trust becomes, when the trust gets questioned, okay, this is the thing, this commercial real estate, this is real bad, you guys, right now. Commercial real estate, ever since COVID, no one wants to go back into little cubicles in an office building, okay, that's a mile up in the sky, okay. No one has any desire to do that anymore. Excuse me. So what's going to happen is that commercial real estate is now worth only as much as how much space is occupied, how many businesses are taking up space in those buildings, and that's the question, okay. So those businesses, you guys think that business is doing good when everybody's online now? Okay, no one's going to offices. Okay, they can work at home and can do the same amount of work, and it kind of opened up this whole gap. So now all these loans that are owned by these smaller banks, for the majority of it, are becoming upside down. Okay, because all these people are vacating the commercial real estate market. No one's buying commercial real estate anymore. Because everybody's working at home, or they've figured out smarter ways, right? And it's collapsing up here. And this is like something like, I mean, it says 300 trillion, but I want to say that just the commercial real estate, I want to say it was like 40 trillion. It was the immediate risk or something like that. So, but even then, $40 trillion immediate risk, that's a lot of money. Okay. And this thing is going to basically collapse. So when I say money, I mean fiat dollars, because that's part of this channel. Is I need you guys to question what money is. I need you to realize the soundest money is land, food, silver, gold, and then Bitcoin. You guys, cryptos are like this little speck, okay. And this gold to silver, like it's all huge. So I think that in real life is going to be smaller. But anyways, I don't want to keep this video too crazy long, okay. But this is kind of, this is from Dr. Profit, on Twitter here. And he basically points out this fact, and I was kind of thinking about this too, but this was just happened to be the last cycle. So, he thinks that we're here and that we have this pretty long range of consolidation. We might even get like a COVID dip kind of with the regular stock market as we fully decouple. So I kind of think that we're going to do something like initially we're going to chase the stock market on this plunge. But then I think it's going to decouple. And the reason I think it's going to decouple is because I think the banks are going to just start collapsing into consolidate. I think the banks will consolidate into 4 or 5 banks instead of 3,000 banks. And it's just easier for the Fed to control 5 banks than it is for them to control 4,000 banks or whatever the last time I checked on the banks. But so the banks kind of probably do need to consolidate a little bit. And that's what we're going to be seeing. So as that money flees, it's going to be people are going to not want this third party risk. Okay. These counterparty risk. And that's the beautiful thing with Litecoin, you guys, and Bitcoin is that it provides that trust. You don't have to question, and that trust and that ability to instantaneously transfer and be cheap and be fair and be decentralized. All those characteristics, you guys, is why Bitcoin and cryptos are going to win. And we need regulation, and we need the government to come in and start giving us clear regulation for Coinbase and for everybody. I hope everybody, the journey, this is the fight. So it's not, we know what's going to happen here. This is a fight that's not going to last. This is like, we know what crypto is. It's the silver transformer dragon coming down into the with all the knights. Okay, that's what crypto is, and the regular system, that's what it's going to see. So I think that on the Dow Jones, and this chart is on the monthly. Okay, guys, this goes back to, this is the Great Depression right here, this circle right here. This part I kind of circled because this was like during kind of the Vietnam War. We had this like almost from 61 to basically 84. So like 20 years of just sideways nothingness. So like, this would have been a very frustrating time to like retire, okay, and just watch your retirement not grow at all and just go sideways. And then all of a sudden it just rips. So I do think we're in for a broader correction, okay, and this is kind of a long-term chart. So over the next possibly, this 34. I mean, I could see 10 years of this thing declining, you guys. This is honestly, it's super bad. This is kind of conservative. We do have some stop things. We have the plunge protection team now, you guys. So I don't think that it can actually drop as fast as it did in 1929. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure we have the market on the stock market bell, the pageant show closes at like -5% for the day. So, and maybe you could go 5% every day for like a year, and that would be bad. But who knows? I don't want to be negative on that, but I do think that equities is going to be a very dangerous place to keep your money. Okay, and this is basically, I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Like, it's going to be these equities. I think this is going to be a very bad place. To have your money, okay? And you guys want to get closer to this thing. Even bonds right now are probably a smart play with what's going on. We are deflationary, but paper currency, if you guys really want to hold paper currency, that's up to you. Any commodities I think is a smart play. As long as they're in your own possession, okay? Like I wouldn't, buy barrels of oil on some exchange, okay? But if you guys want to do that, you guys do that, but that probably would be a temporarily a good play, right? Land, gold, silver. You guys, again, like we're in the beginning of this thing. You're going to want to be towards that end of that pyramid, okay? So I want to look at some stuff. Let's go into Bitcoin real quick, okay? And I don't want to get too caught up, you guys. But I love the technicals here, and this is kind of what I kind of drew, what I think might happen. And Bitcoin in its history always comes up to this golden Fibonacci, and that's what I kind of have drawn on these lines right here. So it always comes up to this 0.618 line here, and it'll come up and tap it. It's like this is on the monthly. I'll go to the weekly here. You can really see this thing. So boom, we come up. This is the second one, okay? So this is the second one. It comes up, bam, hits it directly. We get rejected, okay? And I do think that they're going to test this thing, even though, okay, so even though the only thing I don't necessarily like right now is this rising wedge. So this is traditionally a bearish formation here. So a break of this, and I'm on the weekly, so I'm going to apologize for that. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. So this is this rising wedge. I'm charting right here. This is inherently a bearish formation, you guys. This is like a 70% chance of breaking down. And then that price target here, is bottom of the wedge, around, that 20,000 line. And also conveniently enough, it's a very high level of support on the VPBR. Okay. So we have a lot of support at that, 19 to 22 zone. So, maybe even 22 would probably be a good pullback target. I doubt it would get down under 20 again. But Bitcoin will surprise you guys. And in a broader stock market crash, we could initially see something like this. Okay. And it's very possible that this is actually plays out sooner than I thought it was going to. Like this is actually might happen soon, you guys, because, and initially I think we're going to get a pump. So like the Fed's going to pivot. This is what's going to happen, you guys. Okay. And this is what the charts are telling me. The Fed's going to pivot. The market's going to front run it. Okay. And it's going to initially pump, and this chart, everybody's charting this thing on Bitcoin, this rising wedge. Okay. This is bearish, but the chartists and the traders out there, especially the exchanges, like they want to take all your money, right? So they're going to initially, so you're going to pump it. This thing's, they think it's going to break down. It's going to pump it. And then it's going to do a throw over here at the 618, and then everybody's going to get wrecked. Okay. And I don't want you to get wrecked here. I want you guys to understand that even if this happens, this is not like, this is going to shake out all the noobs. Okay. A 43% retracement is going to shake out all the noobs that are buying this FOMO, this top right here, FOMO, this, and it's only going to be like this, maybe up to 38,000. Okay. For Bitcoin, they're going to FOMO. We're going to get some FOMO here. Okay. Initially it's going to pop it. It's going to pop it up. And then we're basically, the Fed's going to pivot, and then we're just going to have this rollover. And I'm hoping that this 20 level holds, you guys. I really hope the 20 level holds, because if we do break this blue line right here, and I'll show you where this kind of goes back to. If we break this blue line, it does happen. It has happened before in history. So, based on the charts here, okay, let me show you guys this. So this happened right in this history. So this line did get broken. Okay, but we still could, I guess, break it. So, I mean, if we come down here and then we curl under, just kind of like that, and it would be like the Great Depression, but I do think this thing would recover and go even crazier high. And that kind of just, it has us going a little bit lower. So Dr. Profit, so if we are here, and if you want to be conservative, then you do basically traditionally buy exactly at the halving. And then basically 6 months later, this is what happens. I will go into the chart. So last time though, so that was just this bull market. Okay. That was that time. This time, this was like 2 years. Okay. This whole, if you guys bought this one, this was basically just a steady pump for, 826 days. Okay. So, I mean, Bitcoin that was just the last cycle. So who's to say that this is actually the thing I actually think might happen. Okay. This right here has actually this kind of a bull run, you guys, might, like, realistically, that's what we might be seeing. If it doesn't pull over and we start seeing these like banking collapses and everybody's just throwing money out of the banks and putting into whatever they can find, then yeah, okay, then we're going to have one of these. Okay. A worst case scenario, I think this kind of shell shock people, and we might get this like throw over. And that's what's going to take. I talk about Bitcoin a lot, you guys, because the rest of the cryptos tend to follow Bitcoin. I mean, you do have some outliers. Doji did 23,000% last run. Okay. It was the unicorn in the mist, you guys. Shout out to Jay and Koa. You guys are awesome. So I think that, there are some unicorns in there. But in general, Bitcoin did very well. All the cryptos did very well, but you could have those shining unicorns, amongst the cryptos that everybody kind of seeks out the jewels, right? But if you're conservative, and all the newbies, I want you guys to, just get yourself some Bitcoin, Litecoin, ETH initially, and then you can kind of branch out into other coins. But definitely secure those three. Cheers, you guys. I hope you guys are doing great out there. I hope this video hasn't gone on too long. I want to get into Litecoin, you guys. I haven't given Litecoin its fair shake today. Let's look at Litecoin. I think that, there is this possibility, okay? The same thing that's going to happen. I think that we have this chance, especially, we're actually coming up to the halving here pretty soon for Litecoin, okay? And the market usually does front run this halving. Okay. So I do think that we're going to have a pump up for Litecoin, and possibly even come up to this, like, 160 to 180 level. Okay. If it tapped it perfectly, it'd be like 186 on the Fibonacci. Okay. So I think, from between 160 and 180 is a good target. And start taking profits for this next pump in Litecoin. And then I think we're going to roll over, you guys. I think we're going to roll over. We need a shakeout of all the noobs before the actual true run happens. And I could see a 68, percent pullback here. Okay. And then what I think is going to happen, you guys, is we're going to rip, and we're going to it's going to go like you're going to see one of these. Okay. You're probably going to see one of these. Like, honestly, like you might see just one of these. Okay. This like straight up, like, you do a measure here. Like you might see like, just like, I think it might just go up 8,000%. Okay. Like, like I think that's a realistic, how small the market is and how much money is out there, you guys. I mean, only 2 of these trillions out of all this funny paper Fugazi, dude, has to flow into it to double it, triple it overnight. Okay. $2 trillion, $2 trillion of this dollar. That's all it takes. We double the market overnight. Okay. So you guys, we're early in this game. And I think, big players are just kind of waiting on the sidelines right now, for this thing to really get going. The Bitcoin's gain fans, you guys, I just wanted to point this out too. This is why this confluence area and this 34,000 zone. And again, I said it could go all the way up to 36. With the fib, but between in that zone, you guys, there's a lot of confluence that we're going to have this at least test. I doubt we're going to break this gang fan right off the bat, and I think we're going to probably have pretty steep correction just to kind of with the broader stock market as all the bots start frenzy selling. Okay, and we might say an initial stock market crash, but then I think we're going to decouple. The banks are Fugazi. People know that it's Fugazi. The network is super strong. This is really reliable, very decentralized, very secure. I think we're going to do it, you guys. Cryptos is setting itself to do what it was planned to do. Bitcoin was planned and had a destiny. It is created, dude. It's created this thing that's alive, that's giving the people a chance. This is an option, you guys. This is so amazing that this is an option, right? Like, you guys have to be stoked on this. I hope you guys have learned a little bit. If you guys want me to do a coin or want me to do some TA on a coin, dude, Mike, like, let me know, man. I'll do it. I'll do it all the TA that you want, man. So, you guys, I will say, on Litecoin, we are getting, we still have this bearish divergence forming. So, this has traditionally been actually, Litecoin's not really cared about this, but Bitcoin is actually showing this really. I mean, all the cipher is picking up a lot of bearish divergences. Whether or not we've seen that play out yet, I don't think we've seen it play out. It seems like we need a little bit more, like a really crazy one, and then we're going to have that correction. Or we could, if we do break this line. So worst case scenario, we don't have this blow off top. Okay. And we actually break this. So the trade is, if it breaks this line, you guys, we're in a short. Okay. And that's how we're just going to make money on the way down. Okay. And you can offset your holdings, with a short position, right? So that's how you guys play this. If it does end up breaking this line, it's going to be a pretty beautiful trade, to the downside here. And I would definitely start taking profits in that, like, I'll turn on Lux Algo. That's something I didn't turn on for you guys. So we're on the daily right now. We are on a strong buy. Okay. So you're basically in right now. This is on the daily. If you guys are trading on the daily, on the 4 hour, I can zoom in on this thing. And I think you're still on a buy. Okay. So you're on a strong buy still. Okay. So if you guys want to zoom in, if you guys want to learn some of these indicators, I will be glad to share. I'm trying to give you guys the full deal right now. Litecoin on the 4 hour, we have a strong sell. But if you zoom out to the daily, you're still on a strong sell. Weekly on your strong buy. Okay, so the weekly and the longer month time frames have more significance. Do I think that Litecoin, with the halving and everything coming up, I think Litecoin is the best means of exchange that we have for mankind, with privacy and affordability and the transaction speed. You guys, Litecoin and Charlie Lee, they released this monster. Thank you, Charlie. I hope you guys are doing. I hope you're doing great, man. Doing your coding, living the dream on your. He made like $20 trillion. That man's worth like, no, not 20 billion dollars. You guys know how much money that is. Like these guys are geniuses. Okay, that put this thing together. And Satoshi, I don't know who Satoshi was, but I think it was a group of people. It could even be the IRS, like trying to save humanity because they knew that this was coming. So I hope you guys are doing great. I'm not going to get too much into I think I've gone too far here, tonight. Litecoin Lawton, I hope you guys are doing great. Educate your family, be safe. Money's not the only most important thing in the world, okay? Love your family, love your dog, pet your dogs, okay? Let's cheers. Litecoin Lawton now.